This was my best result so far in the LFM Pro Series. Spa was a mess. I spun a few times in the rain. Then at Misano, I got hit with a driver. So going into Silverstone, I really needed something to go right. This was race 8 of season 17, and somehow I managed to qualify second place, which honestly caught me a bit off guard. Qualifying was sketchy with light rain. I gambled and tried slicks. They ended up being way faster than wets. I stuck with them for the race and just hoped it'd work out. So, I don't get the best start. In a turn 1, I run a bit wide, clip the exit curve, and lose a bunch of momentum. That opens the door for Silverio and the Bentley to get by. He actually started the race on wet tires, so he's got a bit of an early edge, but that might backfire once the track starts drying out. And honestly, the curbs are absolutely lethal in these conditions. With slicks and light rain, one wrong touch and you're gone. Behind me, Kaufman in the McLaren is really applying pressure. But with the track being this sketchy, I'm not going to fight too hard this early. It's just not worth the risk for time loss. Real quick, big thanks to everyone who subscribed, left a like, or dropped a comment. It genuinely helps the channel grow, and your feedback has been huge in helping me figure all this YouTube stuff out. Up front, Chris Harteveld is already pulling away. He's a Ferrari esports driver and seriously fast. It's honestly cool just to be racing in the same split with drivers at that level. That's what makes LFM Pro so fun. The competition is top-notch. Tire temps aren't coming up at all. I'm running brake ducts on one just to try and get some heat into them. It helps a little, but it's risky. If it dries up, I might overheat the tires. And if I switch to wets later, they'll cook unless the rain's really coming down. So yeah, it's a bit of a strategic gamble. Lap 1 wraps up, and the McLaren behind is still looking for a way through. Meanwhile, we're bleeding time to the leaders. And I make a pretty big mistake, catch a slide, go wide onto the curb, and have to fight to get the car back under control. That gives Kaufman the chance he needs. He gets up the inside and takes fourth. But after a couple laps, either the track's improving or my tires are finally waking up. Pace starts to come back. Up ahead, Kaufman and Silverio are scrapping hard. Kaufman eventually gets by, but then clips a curb and spins into the wall. I managed to stay close and put myself in a spot to go for a move. Then Noiki, in the pink and white McLaren, sends it with a bit of a dive bomb. I run wide to give room, but brake late enough to keep the inside. Somehow, I hang on to fourth, and even with that side-by-side, I'm still right on Silverio's bumper. His wet tires must be starting to fall off, while the slicks are finally coming off. Out of the corner, I get a stronger exit and start reeling it out. Silverio moves over to defend the inside line, but the wets are starting to give up, so it compromises his entry. He runs a little wide, and I'm able to slip through for the overtake. Back up to P3, but the fight's not over. Silverio slides wide, and I slip through clean. By the way, I tried something new with the editing in this video, masking and layering to show more action at once. Let me know in the comments if you like the style, or if it feels a bit much. Your feedback really helps. Silverio and No Icky both come back into the moves, and I barely manage to hold them off. On lap 15, I head into the pits. Deciding between wets and slicks was tough, but I stick with dry tires. It does start raining a bit more near the end, and things get pretty sketchy, but the gamble mostly pays off. I come out in 12th, but most of the field still needs to pit, so I'm still net P3. The downside is I lost about 20 seconds to the leaders during all that battle. Now I'm kind of no man's land, just trying to bring it home clean. Once everyone cycles through the pits, I slot back into third. Honestly, I was hoping for a little more action in the second half of the race, but it was one of those where I was just on edge the whole time. On lap 19, I get past a bit of lap traffic. And with the rain picking up again, lap times start dropping by 5 or 6 seconds. Final lap now. The track's soaked and the grip is gone, but I love racing in wild conditions like this. Finally, a good result. Third place at Silverstone. After last week's disaster in Misano, I made sure to practice a few different rain scenarios here, and it really paid off. I'll show the setup at the end. It worked great in mixed conditions like this. But if you're going full wets and steady rain, you'll want to bump brake ducts up to 2 or 3 to avoid overheating. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments. Are you still running LFM? Or trying something else like iRacing, Automobilista 2, or LMU? There's still a few races left in this season. The next one? I'm making it a split one. It's a 90-minute race at Zandvoort in the BMW M2. That one ends up being one of my favorites, with some incredible drivers on track. Check out some of the other videos and playlists linked here, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. See you in the next one.